Well, good morning. Today you join me on another favourite lane. I call this Old Shaftesbury Drove. The OS Maps calls it Old Shaftesbury Drove. Some people call it Old Salisbury Road. It is a very, very nice little lane. But we got a nice steep climb going up here, and as you can see, there are a few ridges we've got to negotiate. These are for water, to allow the water to run off rather than wearing out the surface and creating washouts. Just got to be careful because it is a little bit loose underfoot. This is a long byway. The beauty is there's no gates, but there are a few roads to cross a bit later on. I haven't been along this one for quite some time, so be interested to see how it's changed, if it's changed. Obviously the action cameras flatten out the incline, but it is quite a steep old climb. So we're beginning to near the top now. Just show you. Look at that. What a beautiful view. Got the sunshine just trying to pop through at the moment. Always get a few birds of prey up here, looking for the vermin out in the fields. God, it's beautiful up here. Absolutely lovely. So all of this is nice and hard surfaced. Morning. Wow, there's a lot of people out walking today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think, to be honest, my tyre pressures are a little bit on the hard side. Not sure what the purple flowers are out there. Certainly doesn't look like lavender. I saw white poppies on the way here. I think they are for medicinal opium. Notice how the service changes. You go from, it's sort of like natural gravel, to this has been some type of surface dressing on this bit. So this runs parallel to Oxdrove, but the difference is this drove has got the views, so you haven't got all the trees which is blocking your view. And I think this is an ancient droving road. In ancient times they would have been driving their cattle for to and from Salisbury, out to Donhead, Blandford, Shaftesbury. Oh, I am getting a bit of hay fever. Apologies for that. Squirrel. Deer. Just see the ears poking out. Look at that, look. Does he think he can see me? Or does he think I can see him or her? Those ears, look, those ears. So now we're going back onto natural gravel again. It's a little bit like riding on ice. I had new tyres fitted, and I think the pressure's a bit high in them. I ought to have aired down a little bit, but all good practice. There is a byway that comes off of here. I believe it's got to be down here on the left somewhere. This puddles up in the winter. Yeah, so there's the tributary. Now, the last time I went down there, I drove it actually, and you can see it's a bit overgrown. It doesn't get used that much, but right down in the bottom it was really soft, very heavily rutted. And me and ruts and a heavy bike don't really mix very well, so give that a miss. Looks like there was a lot of trees down over here. So now we've got a nice little woodland section. And as you probably are aware, I love a bit of woodland. It's like somebody's turned the lights out. But how beautiful. How absolutely gorgeous. So this is the first of quite a few road crossings on this lane. So you just got to be careful, because it doesn't even look as though there's a road in front of you there, but it certainly is. And there's a hill that way, so people do tend to come up a bit quickly on that. So. My word, it's lovely out here. Well, that looks like sweet corn. I don't know what the crop's going to be like, because obviously we've had such a dry period. We've got sheep which are... they're in the shade. The sun is only just coming out. We've got a few of these sort of like valleys here, which are just spectacular. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. I think the official line of byway is actually here to the left. And it looks as though people still exercise that, so that's nice. And again, you see there's a continuation along there. But it's someone's van lifing. And that's where it comes out, just there. So nice to come out on these lanes when it's all nice and dry. The bike just has a little layer of dust on it afterwards. Now, from memory, that byway is a little bit on the evil side. Pretty sure I tried to get the duster up there once. I got through it, but oh, it was awful. You were on cambers, there was roots on cambers, it was horrible. If that's the one I'm thinking about, I think I am. I'm sure that's the one. I can't believe the lack of four-wheel drive vehicles I see out and about these days. I suppose cost is a thing. People moving over to bikes are a lot cheaper to run, cheaper to maintain. I should imagine the cost of looking after an old Discovery these days with fuel and everything. Now, I do remember historically in the winter these here would fill up with water and get very, very deep. I think that's probably 2 to 3 foot in places in the height of a very wet period. And the trouble is, you can't really judge the depth. So you've got to be really careful, especially if you've got an SUV. That is why I prefer to come out when it's nice and dry. You can see everything. A lot more pleasant. Well, this has got very, very worn. Thank you. Beautiful views again. I think this is another area which puddles up in the winter. And now we're back to having like a surface dressing again. just hear something rattling. I think my camera is slipping a little bit. Look at that, isn't it beautiful? If memory serves me correctly, there's some dwellings down here, so just be on your guard in case children about, cars reversing out, etc. Even a bit of tarmac there. Right, so here's another road crossing again. It's not obvious, there's no signage, so don't go tearing along here and end up having a bit of an accident. Again, it's on a bit of a hill, people do tend to fly up there. There's an old chicken farm, I suppose you'd call it. But anyway, a place that they used to breed and keep chickens anyway. It's all sort of not being used now. That must be a dwelling, because that's all kept up together. Yes. Perhaps that was the original farm for the chicken owners. Some more of those buildings there as well, look. All fallen into disrepair. Crumbs. If you get seasick, then, you know, perhaps give this one a miss. see where this is obviously puddles up. Look, I didn't realise that chicken farm was once upon a time so damn big. Right, so now the views have sort of ceased and we're in more of a woodland sort of environment now. Right away to the right. I should really stood up, make it a bit easier going, but I'm a little bit lazy. And it's a week after the ABR, and God, I was worn out after that. It was so hot, and I've done so much walking there. They come upon me rather quick. I was just thinking there was no sign of any motorised vehicles along here, and there we are, 3 trail bikes. Another one of those sort of areas of where there's a valley below there. I don't know if someone's living in there. Crumbs. Thank you. And we're back to views. And also back to a very nice, reasonable surface. See, the other thing is you can drive this lane the other way back and it'll look completely different. So you get like 2 lanes of one. Which I might do. Okay, so now we've got another road section. Wow, it looks lovely out there. Yesterday it took a little bit of a while for the sun to come out, and when it did it was absolutely baking. I think today's going to probably be the same. Of course, it's also the season for crop circles. For people to go out with their plank of wood and 2 ropes and make intricate patterns in the poor farmers' crops and try and make out that it's from a civilization that can travel faster than the speed of light in a spaceship made of exotic alloys, and the only way they can communicate is to draw a picture in some corn. But yeah, as long as it's not doing too much harm. Been around a long time, isn't it? Always gives a little bit of excitement to people. Quite a few Facebook groups on the subject. Doug and Dave, I think, were the 2 main perpetrators, I remember, going back a little while, who admitted to showing you how they'd done it. It's quite simple, really. Piece of timber, 2 bits of rope, and tread it down. As they say, it's not rocket science or UFO science. Nice little bit of woodland if you needed some shade. You see how long this is? It's like there's no gates. I mean, what an amazing byway this is. Some of you would say, oh, it's not technical enough. I don't want technical, I just want to have a nice ride in the countryside with not many people about and have a look at some lovely views, and for this it is perfect. And also it is absolutely well suited to a large capacity adventure bike. You haven't got to be the most skilled rider, just got to have a little bit of balance on the gravel and the loose stuff, and you're good to go. Come here in the summer, there's no mud. It's absolutely perfect. I mean, you wouldn't need an adventure bike. I mean, you could probably do this on any bike, let's face it. You know, probably a good rider would ride it on road tyres, but something like, you know, the scramblers out there, like the Triumph or Ducati scramblers, something that isn't normally geared up to too much hardcore off-road, be absolutely perfect for this sort of lane. It'd be so well suited. Thank you. Another nice bit of shade there, look. So if you're coming out and it's hot, you've got places you can stop and have a little drink and get a bit of shade. To me, this is practically, I saw a little mouse there. This is practically a perfect lane. It's wide, so bring your vehicle down here, you're not going to get it scratched. It's just lovely. That looks like the bacon is being bred out there. Rooks or crows? Don't know the difference myself. I'm sure someone will tell me. Another nice little shaded area. Not sure what the longest lane in the country actually is, but this has got to be up in the top 20, surely. Might even be top 10. I don't know if though it would lose points because obviously it's dissected by a few roads. Is that a baby deer? No, hare. Deer, baby deer, honestly. What on earth am I talking about? Yes, so we've got a hare. Got a hare. Here today, gone tomorrow. And we got a car stopped in the middle of the byway. Sorry?
There are a lot of walkers. They're doing a sponsored walk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so careful as you go down.
Yeah, sure. I saw a few way back. I don't know if they were anything to do with you.
About 10:30, so I think that we're on number 12, but I think they're at number 10, so just be careful.
Yeah, I'm a careful one anyway. I just poodle about, so. Yeah, got you, mate. Right, so this is where most people end it, especially in 4x4s. But believe it or not, the byway actually goes through Salisbury Racecourse. I've never ever been down to the bottom because people said it's overgrown, you can't get through it, this, that and the other. So I thought today we'd just go out and have a look, see what it's like. And if we can't get through, we can't get through, but I think it'd be just worth having a look. If anything, just to document it, really. This is why there's no gates on here, because it's actually a public byway. Oh, that looks appealing. I think also I'm going to get my OS map up because I've heard of people sort of taking a wrong direction, and I'm not 100% sure, never been down here, so I am going to make sure that I am on the correct track. If I can find my phone, here we go. So I'm just going to get up memory map. So yeah, so this is where we've been. We're going in that direction. So it looks as though there's a UCR and then another byway open toward traffic just the other side, but I got a feeling that's where they like an overflow parking. What's the message? Oh, that's later. Don't want to know now. So far, it's okay. People have a play around in there by the looks of things. The other byway comes out there. New signs as well. Yeah, this is where it can get confusing. So if I'm... Now it's got to be straight on. Fly tipping, the scourge of the countryside. See, on my map it says Old Shaftesbury Drove. That's what I've always known it as. But I've seen people refer to it as Old Salisbury Drove. And I've always known it as Old Shaftesbury Drove. Although we're nearly in Salisbury, I've granted. But I didn't realise this actually came and runs alongside. And I didn't even know that there was a golf course that came up by the side of that either. Oh, learning a few things today. There's Salisbury Cathedral in the background. No, not background, foreground, sorry, foreground. New houses being built down there. Thank you. Oh, you can see it changing a bit now. You see in the winter this would be a little bit nasty, I reckon. Oh, didn't think these gloves work. They're meant to, you know, be screen sensitive, and they are. Yeah, it's certainly tight for a 4x4. I think I could safely say I've driven worse. Oh, that felt weird on the back there. Back wheel sliding into a rut. Yeah, closing in a bit now. Brambles. Wow. And there's the end. So if you want to look what the front of it looks like, it's that. Next to Little Balloon Land. Well, that's... I feel that quite an achievement today. We're actually still on a byway. This is still byway, all open to all traffic. Below this is surface, so let's just do the whole, let's complete the whole thing. So there's quite a few mobile home premises up here. So this is still the byway open to all traffic. Wow, and then it goes up there as well. I'm not sure if, because that's got the triangles, I don't know if that is restricted. I'm going to check Trailwise for that one, because I'm not 100% sure. That's if I can get a signal. Yeah, it's... So people's had problems up there before. I think I'm gonna park up and go and have a look.